up to a limit that, after which it becomes an infraction. And I think that illustrates the difference between what the law is, which is if it's below the limit, there's no infraction, and what the ethical consideration is, which is I've made a promise not to dope.
Serena Williams' comeback should not result in a change to the seeding rules after maternity leave, according to Mandy Manila from Luxembourg, who returned to tennis herself last month, 99 days after having her first child. Williams was given a wild card to play in this week's Miami Open because she has no seeding, and James Blake, the tournament director, said female players are being punished after pregnancy. Manila, though, says it's the same for all women players who have a baby, and says they're not being punished for being pregnant. Now, while most of the world's top golfers are teeing it up for the WGC World Match Play in Texas this week, one man in particular will be aiming to make his mark in the Caribbean. Former NFL star Tony Romo, one-time quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys, is making his PGA Tour debut at the Corrales Punta Cana Resort Championship in the Dominican Republic.
Well, I think it's like anything. As you play, it's about competition. It's about just getting into your own bubble and creating an environment that you're comfortable in, and then going to do what you know how to do. And golf obviously wasn't my sport, most of my life, but I've put in a lot of time preparing for this, so I'll be treating it very serious. My wife will tell you she hasn't seen much of me over the last month. Like I said, do get the best I got this week.
Cricket in South Africa have received a boost ahead of the third test against Australia with the news that pace bowler Kagiso Rabada can play in the final two matches of the series. He won his appeal against a two-match ban for brushing shoulders with Steve Smith in the second test, so he's free to play in the third test now, which starts in Cape Town on Thursday with the series level at 1-1. Elsewhere, Afghanistan kept alive their slim hopes of qualifying for next year's Cricket World Cup, that after beating the United Arab Emirates by 5 wickets in the latest Super 6 match in Zimbabwe. Later on Wednesday, it's Scotland against the West Indies. And finally, cycling, and the defending champion Alejandro Valverde is the new leader of the Volta a Catalunya after winning Monday's second stage from Mataró to Weiss. He leads by 4 seconds overall from Australia's Jay McCarthy.
Thanks, Colin. Now, the parents of a 6-year-old British boy with epilepsy who've campaigned for him to be allowed to use cannabis oil to ease his symptoms say they've been told they'll be granted permission. Alfie Dingley and his parents have been meeting the Prime Minister, Theresa May, at Downing Street. The BBC's Alex Ritson has more.
Alfie Dingley's condition means that he suffers up to 150 potentially life-threatening seizures every month and an emergency admission to hospital almost every week. But his parents discovered that 3 drops of cannabis oil on his tongue a day reduced that significantly. They moved Alfie to the Netherlands for 5 months, where cannabis is legal for medical use, and the results were immediate. They say Alfie went for as long as 20